Hi everyone, this is Dr. Celeste Amaya. I'm an integrative physician. I use a lot of Eastern healing techniques, mainly meridian therapy based on EFT. I also use it to help my patients meditate and anyone who is having some difficulty with relaxing and the stress response. But today I wanted to really talk to you about the freedom that comes from honoring and forgiveness. I met a few patients last week talking about how they regret it, that they didn't take better care of their bodies when they were younger, regretting that, or actually kind of, kicking themselves for not eating better, not exercising more, and kind of lamenting to me how they felt that it was hopefully not too late. And you can see like this fear, you can see this worry on their faces. And one of the things I try to stress with them is the power of forgiveness, of where they were before, what they were doing before, and just try to take this moment and move forward. Because the past is the past. I mean, I often say the past isn't moving anymore and the future isn't moving yet, but in this moment we can change. In this moment, the power is here to actually move us into the future that we want to shape. But the power is here in the present time. So I was told by this one gentleman, I'm just feeling really anxious lately, and I was never like this. I had a high-powered job. I handled a lot of, people that worked for me, and I was always able to just handle the stress and act like nothing was happening. And I don't understand why my heart rate is going up. I'm having chest pains. My blood pressure is going up, and I'm not sure why I'm falling apart. And the first thing I said to him was, can you be all right with that? Can you accept that? And he kind of looked at me funny. I don't want this. No. I said, accepting it's not the same as this is what I want forever. Accepting something in the present moment is just saying, I validate you. I validate your existence. I see you. Because if you don't see something, or you push something to the back, or you suppress things, repress things, they have a way of just simmering upwards, and then like trash, it's just kind of smelly. So you want to acknowledge that there's an issue, and then once you acknowledge it, remember, don't resist, because resistance is persistence. So you just say, I acknowledge you. By acknowledging something, you are embracing, you're accepting, and you're honoring it, and that's all. Through this process, you can then say, I forgive. So you can easily say, I forgive myself for how I didn't take better care of myself, and then you just move forward. Forgiveness, as in a lot of the scientific research going on today, is extremely powerful. They're studying just electricity or energy that's being released from the brain, from the entire body, in the process of someone forgiving. And it could be forgiving not only yourself, but forgiving others for how they've treated you, whether it's friends, family, strangers. There's great power in that, because it is a form of release. If you think about it, you're not holding it in your mind anymore. And remember, whatever is in your mind, whatever is in the thought process, becomes felt by the body. And so many of you may be aware of a very famous experiment where they had some football players in a room. They hooked them up to wires and recorders, and then asked them to close their eyes and imagine that they were running a touchdown. But they were not on the field. They were actually in a room sitting, comfortably. And as soon as they all closed their eyes and imagined that they were running the football field, their sweat glands began to produce sweat, their blood pressure went up, their heart rate went up, and yet they were all sitting in a room. And the take home from this experiment is that whatever the mind thinks, the body believes. The body follows what the mind tells it to do. So a lot of times, just as a quick aside, I'll have patients come in, I'll see that the blood pressure is up, And I would say to them, is this, your usual high? And they'll always inevitably say to me, no, it's just high right now. I'm just a little anxious, the white coat syndrome. And I would just tell them, let's do a few breathing exercises together. And sure enough, the blood pressure starts to come down to some, normal range. And then they're all perplexed, like, oh, is this magic? And I said, no, there's nothing mystical about this. You just have to know that if you force the body to breathe slowly, the mind says, oh, look, the body's breathing really slow. So that means we're in a safe place. We're not running away from some animal. We're not trying to escape from a fiery car. So then the mind then turns around and feeds into the body and says, you know what? I'm going to pull back the cortisol. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the fight or flight response, shut down the stress response. And so the arteries then begin to loosen up, release, and relax, because every artery has a muscular layer. And when the muscular layer relaxes, that's when we get the blood pressure, and it comes down to this wonderfully low to normal number. And that's really the basis of trying to get the mind to relax, get the mind to forgive. It's all the same thing. And whatever the mind does, the body follows. And the feedback system is a loop. The mind feeds into the body feeds back into the mind, and they both have a conversation, even when you're not present to the conversation. For instance, when we're asleep, we're not present to the conversation, but the body always talks to the mind, whether you're awake or whether you're asleep. So one of the things that I was counseling the patients on this past week was to try to forgive. Many of them had family issues. Many of them had problems at work. Many of them had problems with friends and their social interactions. And what I said to them was just basically remember, whatever happens, whatever people say to you, whatever they do to you, it's really a reflection of where they're at. It really isn't personal against you. And if they make it against you and you feel it that way, it means that you should actually thank them. You should thank them for triggering something inside of you that might be unresolved. Because others don't really know you. They don't really know who you are. And they certainly don't purposely say things to trigger you in a way, to anger you, to put you into fear, to put you into shame. Although sometimes it sounds like they're doing that because of the words, because they are looking at you and directing their words towards you. But a lot of us, take yourself, if you were speaking to someone and directing words towards them to accuse them of something, it's really because it's something inside of you that's seeing and perceiving that that's the case. And how many times have we done that, accused someone of some action, of saying something, and then for that person to say back, that is totally not what I meant. You're taking it the wrong way. And it's because we are interpreting whatever it is outside of us, the way we're feeling inside, the way we're perceiving and looking at things. So what I wanted to do today is to take a moment and guide you through some meridian points, some intentional statements, just to get ourselves feeling that sense of forgiveness, that sense of honoring what is going on, to allow us to move through pain, a temporary illness, perhaps a chronic illness that is getting better, a chronic illness that is kind of festering, and you want to kind of settle things out and balance things out a little bit, at least for now. Remembering, it is said, everything right now that's going on is really temporary. Everything has a time, a place, and you just have to remember that while everything is temporary, that means anything you're labeling as good or bad, everything that you feel is really pleasant is also temporary. So that's the double-edged sword. But know that everything that feels unpleasant right now is passing, and it is only temporary. The other thing to remember is that everything is perfect. So if you tell yourself this moment is perfect, and although in the back of your mind you're thinking, no, it's not, remember that there's nothing you can do about it anyway. But if you can change the thought process to something pleasant, perhaps replace it with something you're grateful for. Just begin listing 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. I'm grateful that my heart is beating. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful I'm here. I'm grateful I'm alive. I can, see the sky. I can go out and smell the roses and, whatever it is that you're grateful for. I'm grateful I can have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. I'm grateful I have food. Whatever it is that calls to you at that moment, just quickly, without thinking, just list off 3 to 5 different gratitudes, and it automatically places you in a different energy field, a different frequency altogether. Because if the mind can stay in a more positive situation, your body tends to follow suit, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of that today. So I'm going to offer you to find a place that's comfortable and just sit quietly, either in a comfortable chair or sofa. Careful not to lie down or lay against a pillow or something. If you get too comfortable, you might fall asleep, which again, it is not a problem. A lot of patients wonder if they're going to get anything out of it when they fall asleep. Remember the term medi-sleep, which stands for meditative sleep. There are some instructors that call it sleepitation, which is sleep and meditation together. Whatever happens, allow that, because what is written is that when you do fall asleep while you're meditating, it's because you're at a place where sometimes you've never been before. Your mind is at a very relaxed state, and that in between state, between awake, between asleep, you're not awake, you're not asleep, and it feels just for the first time extremely relaxed and peaceful. And sometimes you tend to then close your eyes and you think that you're dozing off. However, it is a very light trance state. If someone were to walk by, if someone were able to just blow air into your ear, you would actually wake up. So it's not a deep REM sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you to just find a place and sit comfortably. And just close your eyes, and we're going to go ahead and just do a few deep breathing reps. Close your eyes gently, and just, again, take a deep breath through your nose or through pursed lips. You could slow the breath down by just closing your mouth a little bit and breathe through that, or breathe through your nose. And just try to take 5 to 7 seconds to allow the breath to be slowed and to track that breath all the way down into the belly. You want to expand the belly as you do so, and then upon the exhale, through the mouth. Again, you could do it through pursed lips to slow the exhale out. And you want to visualize pushing the breathing muscles back against the spine, towards the spine. So we're going to try to do 3 of these. So close your eyes and just take a deep breath in. And again, track that breath all the way down into the belly. Expand the belly until you can't inhale anymore, and then just relax that breath out, taking 5 or 7 seconds out. And when you're ready, deep breath in again, even slower. And let it out. Good. One more time, breathe in even slower. And let it out. And now breathing just very comfortably, leaving your eyes closed. I'm going to have you go ahead and access the chest point, either with one hand or both hands on both sides, as I'm doing. And very gently, either again tap in a very light, a small circular motion here, accessing all the areas of the chest point, or just actually maintain yourself on one spot. That's okay too. And I'm just going to go ahead and allow ourselves to settle into the space. Breathe into the space of the present moment. Allow all of our senses to be here. Feel the clothing that touches part of your skin. Focus, take a moment and focus on the breath. Take a moment and focus on the heartbeat. Take a moment and ask yourself, am I alive this very moment? Take a moment and ask yourself, am I grateful for being alive at this present time? And as we allow ourselves to breathe into the space of the present time, we remind ourselves that we are connected not only to ourselves, but connected to everything and everyone all around us. The connection also is to something much more vast than we can ever imagine. We allow coherence to be achieved between the mind, the body, and the spirit today. We allow this connection so that we're reminded we are never alone, but always guided, always watched, and always taken care of. And through this connection, we are free. Go ahead and switch the meridian points to the brow, and just gently tap here at the brow point. This is the forehead once again, and this is where the eyebrows begin. Just gently tap here with 2 or 3 fingers, your choice. And as the body breathes into the space of the present time, we're reminded to honor ourselves at this very moment. Honor everything that is happening with us. Honor all of our feelings and allow them to just be with us. All the things that we label that's pleasant and unpleasant, we allow those to be seen, honored, and accepted. Switch the meridian points to the corner of the eye at the bony structure of the eye socket and just gently tap here. As I relax into the space, as I remind myself that yes, I am breathing, I am alive, and my heart is beating. I am grateful for so many things, and I'm grateful for just grateful sakes. I allow myself to feel all that I'm grateful for at any given moment. Now switch the meridian points to under the eye at the top of the cheek bone, right in here, and just gently tap here. Your choice of fingers, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Gently tap here. I honor all that makes me ill. I honor my sickness. I honor all weakness. As I honor my strength, as I honor my courage, as I honor my potential to heal, honor my vibrancy, and I honor my resilience. Switch now the meridian point to under the nose and gently tap here. As I accept, as I honor all that is with me now, I understand that everything is temporary and everything is perfect at this very moment. I accept everything. I embrace everything. I honor my situation in the present moment. Go ahead and switch the meridian point to where the men grow the soul patch and begin tapping here gently. As I honor everything that I am at this moment in time, I allow myself to forgive myself for all the things I think I've done, the things that I wish I could have changed. As I forgive others, all the things that they've said, all the things they have done. As I move forward, I accept, I honor life's lessons, and I release everything that no longer serves me. I give myself permission to release it all and to move forward. Go ahead and switch the meridian points back to the chest now, and gently, again, either in a circular motion or just stationary at one point. I'll leave that up to you, whatever you prefer. I accept all that there is in this moment. I accept everything. I embrace everything. I honor everything. I honor myself in all situations, past, present, and future. I forgive everything in the past, the present, and the future. I move forward with courage. I move forward in good health as I begin to release all my pain, giving my body permission to do so, giving my mind permission to do so. I embrace all that has given me pain, I forgive all that has given me pain. I release you. I have learned my lessons, and I appreciate the lessons. I am so grateful for right now, grateful for my past, grateful for my future to come. I invite strength to follow me and to come to me. I invite not only strength, but to feel focused and grounded in this moment. I release the heaviness. I release the burdens. I honor all that I am and all that I was and all that I will come to be. I give myself permission to feel what I feel at any given moment. I simply allow all feelings, allow all situations to be as they are, for I do not control that, but I can choose to be grateful for everything and anything. I allow myself to reach coherence of the mind, the body, and the spirit today and every day, releasing all my burdens, releasing all pressure, releasing all tension through my body, and simply allowing and embracing, allowing the peace, the joy, the love, the gratitude, and all that is light to flow through me, knowing that I am peace, I am love, I am joy, and I am gratitude. I will always be and have always been. I allow my body to flow in lightness, allowing my body to be light and to be lighter and lighter as time goes on, relaxing my body, releasing all illnesses, releasing all weakness, releasing all heaviness, sickness, releasing all my fears, releasing all my frustrations. I surrender to what is. I surrender to this moment and allow myself to flow freely. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Track that breath down into the belly and release. Go ahead and relax your arms down on your lap. Take another slow, deep breath in through your nose and slowly track that breath down into the belly and visualize breathing in a lot of brightness into all the cells in your body. And sigh it out. Good. Inhale once more, slowly. And let it out. Leave your eyes closed for just a moment longer, allowing the shoulders to drop. Relax the shoulders. Allow the body to feel. For some, it's a very mild, fine vibration. Sometimes it's a tingling sensation. Sometimes the body feels light. Sometimes it feels a little heavy. Whatever it is, just honor that and accept that. And as you continue to breathe very gently and quietly, allow the mind to just wander, show you things. Remember that the images are not yours, the thoughts are not yours, they're just things that are leaving. Some of you may not have any images or noise of any kind. It could be just perfectly quiet and empty and clear. That's okay too. And we'll just sit together for a few more seconds, letting the body settle down, letting the breathing just settle down, and letting the energy just settle down a little bit. And if your mind is beginning to show you things, remember, there are things and thoughts that are about to leave, and just allow them to drift away. You can get curious if you want, or just allow them to flow by and just kind of chill a little bit. And again, after this session is done, I invite you to perhaps set a timer. Allow yourself to sit for maybe 10 or 15 minutes longer. I normally have patients and clients eventually sit for 45 to 60 minutes, just to allow the mind time to purge the things that it needs to purge, to release. Take another deep breath in for me through your nose. Release through the mouth. And when you're ready, very slowly, just open your eyes and just kind of stare ahead for a little while. Allow your body to just settle into the space, to come out gently. Well, I hope everyone feels a little bit more relaxed, and I hope you've enjoyed this session and installment. Remember to click the like button and comment with any questions, anything you found meaningful in this session, things that you want to see more of, or any questions that you might have, and I'll do my best to answer. Remember to subscribe and to click on the bell so you get alerts when new ones come on. And remember to check out my weekly subscription on substack.com, and that's substack.com. And there I write my weekly newsletter sharing my life's journey, why I went into integrative medicine, how I've incorporated Eastern and Western medicines, merging them together, and just to talk a little bit about my feelings of how to handle the stresses and the anxieties of what's around us these days. And again, it's just to share a little bit about me personally, and hoping that that would somehow touch your lives and help your lives find some meaning in some way. So be sure to check that out and subscribe as well. So anyway, until next time, I wish you guys a lot of love and gratitude, and I will see you soon. Anyway, thanks for joining. Again, I'm Dr. Celeste Amaya, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.